Hello everyone, it's been a while since my last post and I hope you can excuse the lack of content recently. Life's been pretty hectic and I have had some real life stuff to handle. Plus I have been hard at work on this Halloween course, which I'm trying to release at least 2 weeks before Halloween. The original plan was to launch by October 6th, but I might have underestimated the time needed. Still, I am almost done with the sketching phase, just the coloring remains. So I'm aiming for no later than October 20th, hopefully. That way you will have time to create your jack-o'-lanterns before Halloween. Wish me luck. Now let's jump into today's tutorial.
Why, hello there, and welcome.
In the previous lesson, excluding the speed paint, I talked about using the iterative drawing technique to break through drawing blocks. I ended up combining the first two iterations, and here is how it turned out. Let's break down the steps and techniques I used to achieve this. The first and most important step is capturing the essence, so we will start with blocking in. A ghost is pretty simple. It's made up of a circle for the head and a trapezium for the body. Basically a rectangle in perspective. For the hands, think of them as rectangles and circles. It's kinda like drawing a stick figure. And let's scale it down with the usual selection and transformation to make more room. As for the trick or treat bag, just a cube, nothing fancy. If you struggle with cubes, I have got a video covering that, which I recommend you check it out. It will teach you how to draw cubes without tedious manual guidelines, link in the description box. Last but not least, the hood is roughly U-shaped. Okay, the blocks looks decent, so I will activate mirror mode by hitting M. This flips the canvas horizontally like looking into a mirror. It's an underrated trick to spot proportion issues early on. Trust me, it works wonders. And things looks a little off, so I will rotate the sketch via selection and transformation to sort this out while flipping the canvas a few times to ensure consistency. Okay, I believe that drawing looks adequate. Now it's time to add some details to the robe. Next, I will use the liquify brush to sculpt the outlines. Similar to the grab brush in Blender or ZBrush. This part is pretty fun if you are into digital sculpting. The downside with this technique though, it can cause your curves to get wacky and pixelated as you can see, so take care you don't go overboard. It doesn't matter since we will fix that with draw overs later on. Next, let's add the eyes. And check again in mirror mode for any inconsistencies. Let's add curves around the arms to form those classic drooping sleeves. Honestly, I imagine this part is the biggest appeal, scare or spook factor when it comes to ghosts. And notice how as I add more strokes, curves and cleanups, the figure slowly but surely takes shape. That's why I wasn't too worried about the sketchy look during the blocking phase. It's all part of the process. Think of this as your drafting phase. It's just like when you start writing a compelling essay or crafting a persuasive landing page for those sweet sales and conversions, which you would refine later. Next, let's outline the missing fingers. Not bad, but the right eye seems off in terms of perspective, so I will select it with the Bezier tool. Hit Ctrl plus T to activate the transform tool. Switch to perspective mode and adjust accordingly. And it looks more consistent now. For further tweaking, I will alternate between erasing and drawing over until it looks just right. Maybe even scale and move it around a bit. Cool, with the new eye position, the facial expression looks a lot better. Our little Casper kid is now giving off a more innocent and adorable vibe rather than being up to no good in the neighborhood. Okay, now the base shape has been established. At this point, it's a matter of refining, adding in details gradually, polish by cleaning up and draw overs, rinse and repeat until your sketch takes shapes and eventually comes to completion. Of course, there is plenty of room for improvement, like turning these into an outline, colorating, but I won't bother doing that this time. I covered this topic in a previous video, so I will leave this as a challenge for you for fun. If you go for it, I encourage you to revise these lessons if you forgot the techniques. For your convenience, I will list these videos in the recommended order in the description box. With that said, since there is nothing more to discuss, I will speed up the rest of the video to save time. Remember, you can reduce the playback speed anytime if you want to watch it at normal playback. And there you have it. As a challenge, I encourage you to watch again the previous iterative drawing lessons, apply it by brainstorming all your brilliant Halloween ideas, pick the one you like the most and see what you can do to implement the final sketch. Turn it into an outline to sharpen your skills a bit, and if you can give it a quick color, keeping it simple, no fancy stuff, perhaps letting Krita do the work for you if you can't be arsed doing so. Happy drawing and happy Halloween. I'll see you in the next video.